Good morning, students. Today's topic is lipid digestion and absorption. The lipids that we take in the diet are triacylglycerol, which may be triacylglycerol containing short-chain fatty acids. Sources are milk, butter, ghee, oils, etc. And triacylglycerol containing long-chain fatty acids like animal fats. We take cholesterol both in free and esterified form, that is esterified with fatty acids. We take free fatty acids and phospholipids. Digestion of lipids in the stomach. Digestion of lipids starts with the action of the enzyme lingual lipase in salivary gland. The enzyme gastric lipase acts in the stomach. Optimum pH is 2.5 to 6. Therefore, they are called acid stable lipases. They act on triacylglycerols having short and medium chain fatty acids having less than 12 carbon atoms. 30% of the lipid digestion occurs in the stomach. This picture shows the action of lingual lipase and gastric lipase, which hydrolyzes the first and last fatty acid chains, forming 2 monoacyl glycerol, where the fatty acid is associated with the second hydroxyl group of the glycerol and the 2 numbers of fatty acids. Lingual lipase action is more significant in newborn infants. Gastric lipase is secreted by chief cells of stomach. Its secretion is stimulated by gastrin. Digestion of lipids is helped by the process of emulsification, which is defined as the dispersion of lipids into smaller droplets due to reduction in the surface tension but increase in surface area. It occurs in the duodenum. When emulsification occurs, digestive enzymes work effectively. It is stimulated by bile salts and phospholipids. Bile acids and salts are the compounds present in bile which act as detergents and help in the process of emulsification and thereby digestion of lipids. Cholesterol is a precursor of bile acids. They are synthesized in the liver and stored in the gallbladder. There are two types of bile acids, primary bile acids and secondary bile acids. Primary bile acids are cholic acid and canodeoxycholic acid, and secondary bile acids are deoxycholic acid and lithocholic acid. Secondary bile acids are formed from primary bile acids by the action of the gut flora. So from cholesterol, by the action of the enzyme cholesterol 7 alpha hydroxylase, the bile acid cholic acid is formed. It is inhibited by the end product cholic acid and stimulated by cholesterol. This picture shows the formation of bile salts. So here the bile acid cholic acid conjugates with the amino acid glycine to form the bile salt glycocholic acid. Similarly, the bile acid canodeoxycholic acid conjugates with the amino acid taurine to form taurocanodeoxycholic acid. Similarly, cholic acid can also conjugate with taurine to form taurocholic acid, and canodeoxycholic acid also can conjugate with glycine to form glycocanodeoxycholic acid. This glycocholic acid or taurocanodeoxycholic acid forms sodium and potassium salts. Pancreatic digestion of lipids is mediated by the lipid digestive enzymes found in the pancreatic juice. They are pancreatic lipase, cholesterol esterase, phospholipase A2, and the protein cofactor of pancreatic lipase known as prolipase. Prolipase is first secreted as an inactive zymogen known as proprolipase, and it helps in the action of pancreatic lipase. Pancreatic lipase. It is found in high concentration in pancreatic secretion. It causes degradation of triacylglycerols. In the condition called cystic fibrosis, there is severe pancreatic lipase deficiency which causes fat malabsorption. Here, the triacylglycerol is hydrolyzed by pancreatic lipase to form 2 fatty acids and 2 monoacyl glycerol. The enzyme cholesterol esterase causes hydrolysis of the cholesterol ester. Most dietary cholesterol are found in free form, but 5 to 10% are found in esterified form, which is hydrolyzed by cholesterol esterase. Here, in this diagram, we can see that cholesterol ester is hydrolyzed by cholesterol esterase to fatty acid and cholesterol. It is stimulated by bile salts. The enzyme pancreatic phospholipase A2 causes hydrolysis of the fatty acid esterified to the second hydroxyl group of glycerol to form lysophospholipid, and this is hydrolyzed by lysophospholipase to form glycerophosphoryl base. Role of hormones in lipid digestion. There are two hormones secreted by the gut endocrine cells. One is cholecystokinin, another is secretin. Secretion of both is stimulated by dietary lipids and proteins. There are three actions of cholecystokinin. First, it stimulates gallbladder to secrete bile containing bile salts, which helps in the process of emulsification and digestion of lipids. It also stimulates pancreas to secrete pancreatic enzymes, and it decreases gastric motility to slow down the entry of food into the small intestine so that the enzymes get time to work. Secretin stimulates pancreas to secrete bicarbonate into the pancreatic juice to make the medium alkaline and make it optimal for the action of pancreatic enzymes. Absorption of lipids. Primary end products of lipid digestion are free fatty acid, free cholesterol, and 2-monoacyl glycerol. Absorption of lipid is helped by the process of formation of micelles, which are disc-shaped cluster of amphiphasic lipids with bile salts. They are absorbed in brush-border membrane of mucosal cells. Short and medium chain fatty acid does not form micelles; they are directly absorbed. Absorption of lipid is helped by the process of formation of mixed micelles. First, the bile salt micelle is formed. As bile salt is produced from cholesterol, so they are amphiphasic molecules, so they can form micelle. Now, the products of primary digestion of lipids like 2-monoacyl glycerol, free fatty acid, phospholipid, cholesterol are also amphiphasic, so they form mixed micelle together with bile salt micelle, and they are absorbed together into the intestinal mucosal cell. Resynthesis of lipids. Absorbed micelle migrate to smooth endoplasmic reticulum of the intestinal cell. And in the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, there is biosynthesis of complex lipids. There is resynthesis of triacylglycerol and cholesterol esters. They are packed in the chylomicron molecules, which are the lipoproteins. In this picture, we can see how there is resynthesis of lipids in the intestinal mucosal cell. First, there is activation of the fatty acid with coenzyme A to form fatty acyl coenzyme A by the enzyme fatty acyl coenzyme A synthetase, which combines with 2-monoacyl glycerol twice to form triacyl glycerol by the enzymes monoacyl glycerol acyl transferase and diacyl glycerol acyl transferase. And this fatty acyl coenzyme A combines with cholesterol by acyl transferase to form cholesterol ester. So this triacylglycerol and cholesterol ester get incorporated into the chylomicron lipoprotein. Phospholipids also form the outer layer, and the apolipoprotein B48 is also attached, and it goes to the lymphatic system. The chylomicron particles are released by exocytosis from enterocytes into the lacteals, which are lymphatic vessels originating in the villi of the small intestine. The presence of these particles in the lymph after a lipid-rich meal gives it a milky appearance. This lymph is called chyle. As opposed to the chyme, the name given to the semi-fluid mass of partially digested food that passes from the stomach to the duodenum. And so the particles are named chylomicrons. Chylomicrons follow the lymphatic system to the thoracic duct and are then conveyed to the left subclavian vein, where they enter the blood. This picture shows the overview of lipid digestion and absorption. So the dietary lipids enter into the mouth in the form of cholesterol ester, phospholipid, triacylglycerol, etc. And they are digested by different types of lipase enzymes. And bile salts emulsify and pancreatic enzymes degrade dietary lipids into the primary end products like free fatty acids, 2-monoacyl glycerol, cholesterol, etc. And they form the mixed micelle, enter into the intestinal cell. They get re-esterified and incorporated into the lipoprotein chylomicron particles, which enter into the lymph and ultimately into the blood circulation. Clinical significance. Steatorrhea is a condition where there is increased excretion of unsplit fats or undigested fats in feces, which is more than 6 grams per day due to disturbance in lipid digestion and absorption. The causes of steatorrhea may be due to obstruction of the biliary tract so that the bile cannot be secreted into the intestine. The obstruction may be due to gallbladder stone, the carcinoma of the head of the pancreas, or worm infestation. The pancreatic juice may not reach intestine due to conditions called cystic fibrosis. There may be defective cells of the intestinal mucosa due to diseases like celiac disease, Crohn's disease, etc. Or there may be liver dysfunction where the bile salt is not produced in the liver. Cystic fibrosis. This autosomal recessive disorder is caused by mutations to the gene for the cystic fibrosis transmembrane conductance regulator or CFTR protein that functions as a chloride channel on epithelium. Defective CFTR results in decreased secretion of chloride and increased reabsorption of sodium and water. In the pancreas, the decreased hydration results in thickened secretions such that pancreatic enzymes are not able to reach the intestine, leading to pancreatic insufficiency. Treatment includes enzyme replacement therapy. There is a condition known as chyluria, where there is an abnormal connection between urinary tract and lymphatic drainage system of the intestine. Urine appears milky due to lipid droplets in this condition. There is a condition known as chylothorax, which can result from an abnormal connection between the pleural cavity and the thoracic duct. Thank you for your attention.